G'day everyone, thank you for tuning in today. I thought I'd just run down a little bit I plan to do with my machine. I'm moving from Windows 7 to Linux. I thought I'd just run down a bit. On the weekend I cleaned out my PC, and this is my PC in the photo. So it's a custom built PC I did, and I can run through the components if you want. It's even got wheels I added on the bottom. So I'm running a ASRock Z87E ITX motherboard. It's running a H50i water cooler, a Sapphire R9 video card, a Silverstone 600 watt power supply. I've got a 120 gig Intel 520S SSD, a 500 gig to OCZ SSD, which they're both there. Then I've got the Toshiba 3TB and the WD 4TB drive. So the 3TB is for Fraps, OBS, 4K footage, photos, temporary file, and my documents. And then the other drive is for media. So I've got two partitions as well. You can see the 120 gig SSD has a 30 gig partition for Windows, and then it has a program partition which is 82 gig. There I've got the 500 gig, and then I haven't got much space on the other drives. I've got the virtual clone drive and an actual DVD drive with one of the Stargate DVDs I bought ages ago. Alrighty. So at the moment you can see what my desktop looks like. We've got my computer icon, LibreOffice, a temporary folder, SM Player, which I'm trying out instead of VLC or Media Player Classic. We've got that program there twice, so we can get rid of that. Okay, this one is a instant messaging program that works through multiple operating systems and lets you send data to different computers. So I use that from here to the laptop. Then I've got some browsers, Firefox, Chrome, and Brave. Brave is a new browser. So it loads up, and it's actually running the Chromium open source backend with built-in ad blocking. What I like is it actually has a menu. So that's pretty good. Okay, and then we have Steam. So everyone's seen Steam. These are the only games I've got installed at the moment. 7 Days to Die, Alien Swarm, Company Heroes #1, Doom 2, Euro Truck Simulator 2, Doom 1, Forts, Grim Dawn, Heretic, Insurgency, Nation Red, Orcs Must Die, the free version, Running with Rifles, Doom 1, Unearned Bounty, which I've done a video on, this other game which I just bought, and Warstone, which is a game that was gifted to me. Okay, so on the app side of things, we have IRC, WinCP, which is a FTP / SSH client, BitTorrent client, and I recommend this one. It's called QBitTorrent, and this is the portable apps version. It hasn't got spyware built in like uTorrent, because uTorrent was bought out from the indie dev to the official BitTorrent company, and the first thing they did is added spyware and ads. So this is an open source client of that. So you just can line up an ISO. This is a Linux ISO. So you just right click on it. You can set the upload rate, so let's say 9K a second. And then we can set the download, or when it's downloading you can do the same thing. Delete it, rename it, whatnot. It's pretty easy to navigate, and then you can just go add, and you can just add a torrent from wherever. Okay, and then we have TeamViewer, which allows us to remote into another computer. And it says my number, and it won't work if I close it down. OpenShot, which is a open source video editor. So you drag everything in there, then you pull it down into the track. We have Studio One. I won't launch that because that'll probably kill the video. It grabs exclusive access to the sound card. Perfect Disk is a defrag program, and it even does SSD optimization. We've got OBS, which is running. We've got the shortcuts to various games. And then I've got the classic shell menu to get a proper menu. And yes, the Windows 2K/97, Windows 98 style menu, I still call it proper menu. I do not like the touchscreen migration. And then, of course, we're running Firefox. So I'm on a few sites here at the moment. This is the portable app site that has all sorts of cool apps to check out. This is my YouTube. So I haven't watched this one yet. You got Slashdot, which you take with a grain of salt lately. Blue News, which has some games. And this is an Australian site that tells you about some bargains to buy in Australia. Okay, and then I run Mumble. I won't be showing that. You've got the webcam software for my camera. That's the Radeon settings. I'm not sure if that'll come up. That may not come up on the capturing. And then I've got the keyboard software. Alright, so if we look back at the computer, one of the things I was worrying about is the hardware, but I've also got a lot of external devices. Now I did up another photo, and I'll just see if I can find that photo. It'll just take me a second. Okay, so this is what my PC looks like on the monitor setup. So I've got a Linksys switch, which is managed, and you can web page in the webcam. I've got a piano. I've also got a drum pad. They're the two screens. That's the audio software I run. So you can see my computer there, and then you can see a better zoomed in version of my computer in there. So if I just rearrange this a bit. Alright, so we're going through, hopefully you guys can see this list. So I've listed everything I've got. I've got the H50 cooler, I've got a PreSonus audio box, audio interface, a XLR studio mic, same with the headphones. I've got a Yamaha HS8 speakers, Logitech webcam and keyboard, and a Rapco V-Pro V300 mouse. I've also got a flight wheel and a set of pedals. So hopefully most of this stuff will work under Linux, and that will be the challenging part. I'll be going to the Mint distribution initially. So let's have a look at Mint site. So let's throw in Google. No. Okay, Linux, Mint. Okay, so this is the Linux Mint website. I've downloaded the ISO. I'll be choosing the Mate interface, which looks similar to Windows 7 and has a classic menu and allows you to store icons on the desktop. So if you were to get that, the current version is 8.2. And then you hit which interface you want. So one of the good things with Linux is you can choose what GUI you want. So they the main ones, they have Genome or GNOME, Mate, XFCE, and KDE. Now I'm running on my laptop XFCE, but I'll be running Mate since it's got more processing power on my actual computer. And yeah, for those that are saying, oh, games don't work under Linux. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so we're just going to the Steam page at the moment. And we can pull down an option saying Steam games running in Linux. And we'll have a look at everything. Let's scroll down. Okay, so there's 7,280 games running in Linux on Steam. So there is such a thing as games under Linux. And you can just see there's even free-to-play games. So that all these are listed on Steam if you want to have a look. These are just recent stuff. For example, Sudden Strike 4, an RTS game, just came out, supports Linux. So yeah, we'll have a look at, say, online co-op. Linux games in English. There we go, another one. Cortex 3, another one Minecraft style game there. Victor Van, that's not a bad game. RPG. Unturned, game like Minecraft. Yeah, and there are websites you can go to that find out about Linux games. This may not be okay. So this is one of them, but they have another one called, I think, Gaming on Linux. Yes, okay. So there's another site you can go to, and it shows you what games are on Linux as well. So this one's saying Ballistic Overkill, a first-person shooter, is on there. Verdun, another game. Sudden Strike. There you go. So, you know, there are games on Linux. There's a company called Feral Interactive. Does produce AAA ports from Windows to Linux as well if you want a AAA game. So we go to their company site, you click on Linux games, and we see that you've got Dawn of War, Total War, Dirt Rally, Hitman, Deus Ex, Mad Max, Life is Strange, Formula 1 game, Tomb Raider, Company Heroes, XCOM, Grid, Alien game, Shadow of Mordor, XCOM. You know, there are Linux games. So that should be no problem. And we can just have a look at Steam. I mean, 7 Days to Die runs in Linux natively. Alien Swarm, DirectX 9 runs through Wine. Company Heroes runs through Wine. Doom 2, they have a version for Linux. ETS 2 runs native. Doom, again, a client for Linux. Forts, DirectX 9, it'll work. Grim Dawn, DirectX 9, it'll work. They've got a client for Heretic. Insurgency runs native. Nation run native. Orcs Must Die runs through DirectX 9. Running with Rifles, native. Doom, they've got a client. That runs DirectX 9. That DirectX 9. This one I'm not sure. And I think Warstone is DirectX 9 as well. So that's quite a few. We can have a look at all my games. 327. You know, I've got a lot of games just not installed. Descent Underground, for example, runs native. Project Cars, meant to be supporting it, they never did. Hotline Miami, you know, this is actually on my other account as well. Like Civilization runs on Linux. What else we got? Borderlands runs on Linux. Arma 3 runs on Linux. Artemis, DirectX 9, so it'll work again. Left 4 Dead is on Linux. Warband, pretty sure runs under Linux. Skullgirls, native under Linux. I think the only games that don't run native under Linux would be AAA multiplayers, which most of the time are broken and don't work properly on PC. So yeah, I'm not sure what else. Like, a lot of these programs I'm using here will work out of the box in Linux. Wire, instant messaging, available on Linux. Discord, available on Linux. Origin, no. Uplay, no. Have I used those in the last 2 months? Not really. So a lot of this stuff should still be accessible for me. I mean, I've been running the laptop with Linux for 6 months and I haven't found the need to run Windows. So I just thought I'd share that a bit. And yeah, I'll let you guys know how it goes. I'll do some videos and hopefully I'll be up and running on Wednesday. Alrighty, well, thank you for watching and have a fantastic week.